Our next speaker is Myra Godfrey, better known as Jaya Jaya Myra.
Hello,
She's an
hello.
author and wellness lifestyle expert. She's going to talk to us about the Well Method for purpose-filled healthy living.
Morning, everyone. I hope everyone's day is off to a great start. I am sitting here in sunny Los Angeles right now, so it is bright and early for me. We all need to find ways to facilitate better health, better mental health, better emotional health, things that are going to help us in our day-to-day lives and to make the world a better place. There's been a lot of stress, especially during the pandemic. We're still dealing with some of that. There's been a lot of changes in the workforce. There's a lot of unpredictability, instability in the world right now. We have this looming recession that people are talking about, the stuff that's happening in the Ukraine, possible impending additional wars. It's just kind of a crazy time right now. So we can all use a few extra things, I think, to help our mind, body, spirit well-being. And everything that happens starts from what's going on inside of you. So when you are cultivating peace, when you're cultivating clarity and purpose, this is going to help facilitate everything good that is happening in the external world. So I developed the Well Method a few years ago as a foundation. It's basically 4 cornerstones using the acronym for the word WELL, W-E-L-L, to help understand the 4 basic things, tenets that you can do to live a healthy and purpose-filled life. I am a huge, huge advocate for purpose. Eastern spirituality may call that dharma, like what it is you are supposed to do in this lifetime. But purpose is so profound and so perfect. It gives meaning to life. It enables you to live longer. There was a New York Times article in early 2020 that actually talked about people who lived a purpose-filled life and how their lifespan was extended by several years. You're happier, you're more productive, you're able to get more done. So the Well Method is going to enable you to live your purpose. And let's just go ahead and dive into this a little bit. So the W in Well Method stands for work-life harmony. And notice that I did not say balance there, right? I think balance is an incredibly overused word. We think we have to spend equal proportions of time doing things like, oh, here's my 30 minutes for myself. Here's my 30 minutes for my family. Here's my 8 hours for my workday. I don't really believe in the concept of balance because we never truly have balance in our day-to-day lives. But what you can cultivate is harmony. You can cultivate a synergy and a harmony around the things that you do and that you have to get done that enables you to feel whole and complete. Maybe for you, an 8-hour workday does not make you feel good or whole or complete. Maybe you need to work less. Maybe you're one of those people who needs to go work for 16 hours at a stretch and then take a break after that. And there's absolutely no judgment there. But you have to find that right harmony for you and your day-to-day life. So whatever that is for you, I recommend asking yourself some key questions. What does harmony look like? What does feeling good look like for you? Does that mean, say, that you need to have a job with remote flexibility, which more of us have now, thanks to the pandemic, but maybe you have family to take care of, parents that you need to assist, or children that you need to be there and take care of and support. Maybe it means that you need specific time off of work to cater to something that's going on in your life. There's definitely 1, 2, or 3 fundamental things that we all have, that we all feel that we need in order to be successful and productive. So this is a reminder, have work-life harmony, advocate for those things that you need for yourself, and work to create your life in such a way that you can have a career or a hobby or whatever it is that you're pursuing and doing that actually makes you feel whole and harmonized and balanced. So the E, there's actually 2 prongs to this. It's expect excellence in yourself, and enable excellence in other people. It's really easy to get into this trap of expecting other people to be perfect all the time, or we want people to glow and shine all the time, but we forget to take that back into ourselves. So I believe that we really only have the right to expect excellence in ourselves, but we can enable it in other people through our actions, through motivating and inspiring other people to succeed. So expecting excellence in yourself can come in a number of different ways. I really like forming consistent daily routines. Whenever you do something consistent, whether that's a meditation or a mindfulness practice, whether it's sitting down to read a book for 15 minutes in the morning, the things that you are doing are helping to rewire those neural connections in your brain. And when you're doing that, you are setting a new habit. You're creating a new foundation for yourself to go out and succeed with everything else that you're doing. And I think that expecting excellence in yourself, you need to find those things that work for you. I've talked with a lot of people that are just not meditators. They say, hey, Myra, I've tried this. I can't do this. Well, maybe there's something else that works for you. Maybe going for a walk in nature. Maybe it's, like I said, taking 15 minutes to read a book, taking that personal time every day. Find something to where you can create some consistent habits in your day-to-day life that is going to help you be a better version of yourself. And that is going to enable you to give that to other people. So there's a basic principle that your energy is going to mix with other people's energy when you come into proximity with them. What that means is when you feel calm and peaceful and radiant inside of yourself, you are automatically going to transfer some of that energy to other people. They're going to start to feel calm. When you start to feel passionate and alive and happy, that's going to rub off on other people too. Over 70% of our communication is all subconscious and unconscious. It's not in the words that we're saying, it's in the energy that we're putting out to people. So just by being that best version of yourself, you are automatically helping to enable that in other people. And it's also going to help you to learn how to respond to situations and not react to them. That is very key. Learning how to respond to what is happening in the moment and not just have a knee-jerk reaction is critical to success in personal life, in relationships, and in business. So work-life harmony, expect and enable excellence. Then we have the 2 L's. First one is live your purpose. I have spoken a little bit about this. It goes into so much more depth though. Purpose-filled living is really the only reason for living. There is even evidence that your entire physical body structure is created based on your purpose. Like if you look at Ayurveda, traditional Chinese medicine, these healing modalities that have been around for thousands of years, they talk about working with different elemental types and different types of constitutions. So your purpose is actually 100% in alignment with your physical body constitution, with your psychological temperament. You were made exactly perfect to do what you came here to do. So when you start to cultivate those proper routines, those things that are bringing out positivity inside of you, that is automatically going to enable you to support your innate nature and live your purpose. There's many ways that you can go about finding your purpose. I believe that part of it is based on your own innate constitution. You can look at things like an Ayurvedic dosha quiz. I have some pretty detailed stuff in the 2 books that I've written. And then the other half of that is your life experience, looking at the things that have created meaning and impact for you that you feel passionate and pulled towards. When you combine your innate nature with the things that have made an impact in your life, you are sure to come square and center with what your purpose for living is. The last cornerstone is live from a place of love and not fear. Again, why this is crucial. So many people tend to react to situations all the time. They don't have the capacity to respond. Whenever you react, you are reacting to something that has happened to you in your past. You are not actually responding to the situation that is happening in the current moment. And that is negative for so many reasons, right? Let's see. A great example that I wrote about in my book is, let's say that you were bitten by a dog in the past, or maybe a dog bit you when you were a child. Now, if your neighbor walks down the street with his or her pet dog, maybe you are going to naturally be afraid of that dog, right? You don't have any reason to be afraid of your neighbor's dog. Maybe that dog is the sweetest, most loving dog on the planet, but you're never going to know that because of this conditioned fear that's inside of your mind. So that fear becomes a reaction due to what has happened to you. When we start to live from a place of love, from a place of clarity, cultivating positive energy, what it does is start to break those neural connections automatically, and it starts to rewire that past trauma into something more positive so that you're able to look at the current situation that's happening and say, hey, I know maybe I have had a fear of dogs, but my neighbor's dog here is totally cool, chill. It just wants to come up and lick me and play with me, and I want to go have fun with it, right? So anytime that you have the capacity to respond to a situation, you are actually changing the way that your mind works, and you are helping to make the world a better place because you're not repeating those cycles of trauma from things that have happened in the past. So these 4 tenets are huge. If you lived by these 4 tenets, your whole life would change within the course of 6 months, absolutely guaranteed. Learn how to cultivate work-life harmony, something that is going to work for you, not something that other people think that you should be doing. This is all about what you feel you need to be doing for you. Expect excellence in yourself and use that as a platform to help enable it in other people. Live from a place of purpose, because God literally created you perfect to facilitate your purpose and live a happy and successful life. You just have to do a little bit more digging to figure out the specific things that you are really meant to do. And come from a place of love and not fear, because that is going to enable you to respond to situations and not react to them. These 4 things will literally change your whole world. They'll change the way that you interact with people. They'll change the way things happen in a business setting, what you're able to get done, what you're able to cultivate in intimacy in your personal relationships, how you raise your children, how you relate to your parents, everything. This literally impacts every aspect of life. Anything good in this outer material world starts from a place of inner prosperity and abundance. So you want outer prosperity? That's great. I think we all do. You need to cultivate it inside of yourself first. And then that is automatically going to bubble up and radiate out of you and start to create good opportunities in your life. I would love to answer any questions if anyone has anything they'd like to say.
Thanks, Myra. So I think there were some things in the chat.
Mhm.
Joanne, is there anything that you could read?
I don't see any questions at this point.
Okay.
I see comments. Thank you guys. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
All right. Anybody have a question for Myra?
No questions?
No questions?
Hi, Myra. This is Jaya.
Hi,
Thank you
Jaya.
so much for such an insightful, information. I know we wake up in the morning and rush for the day, and listening to these things just make you pause a little bit and think about yourself. I just want to ask you one question,
Yes.
specifically in this crazy world today. With the post-pandemic, or you can say we're still going through the situation. There are a lot more demands than what there used to be usually in our lives. And
There are.
I know there are great things to practice that, some of the tips you have given. How do we bring that discipline in our lives to ensure that we follow? We all are ambitious to do everything, but we
I know,
don't.
right? Okay. So that's actually a great question. And I love that you asked that. So there's some things that you can do that are automatically going to hack the way that your brain works. I think number one, first and foremost, we try to discipline ourselves to do those things we need, right? Because we feel like we need to do them. And then you feel like it's this uphill battle and like you're just pushing the boulder up the mountain, right? The reason why we feel that way is that most of us have not cultivated daily habits doing something that we love. Once you have those daily habits in place doing something that you love, like remember how I mentioned taking a little bit of time to read a book? One of my daily habits is waking up every morning and having some tea. That is one of my daily rituals. I have a few daily rituals, but that is one of them. You have to cultivate a couple, 3 things in the course of your day that you do almost every day. That's for you, that you love doing. When you do this, that positivity that builds up from it automatically takes the burden away from some of those other things that we feel are stressful or are hindering us. Like we literally just don't create enough joy to be sustaining through the times of stress. So find at least 1 to 2 things that you're doing for yourself each and every day that just make you feel good. That's for you. Don't try to do double duty and say, this is going to be good for me and my kids. You got to find something that's like literally just for you, or it doesn't have that same psychological impact. Another thing that everyone can do, and I know this sounds super simple, but this is the psychology of how the mind works. We look at spirituality, meditation, and mindfulness, and people talk about realizing God, but really this is like realizing your own infinite potential. These things will change your psychological state and help you to be the best version of yourself. Another super simple hack, if you say, I don't have any time, wake up before sunrise every day, greet the sun every morning. When you wake up before the sun rises, you automatically change your psychological disposition because you are going with the natural biorhythms and circadian rhythms. You are going to be more happy, more positive, more optimistic than if you wake up after the sun has risen. And if you don't believe this, I don't expect any of you guys to believe me, by the way. Keep a journal, write these things down for yourself. You should have the evidence in your own day-to-day life that these things are helping you. Don't ever take anyone's word on anything that they say. Make sure they actually make your life better. But that one simple thing will make your day better. And if you were to keep a log of the days that you do wake up and how you feel and the days that you don't, you are going to see the days you wake up before the sun rises, your days go much better. Those are
Awesome.
two profoundly simple things that we can do that are going to help to cultivate that positivity, to pull it through the rest of the day and enable you to have that stamina to endure the stress that we all face.
Excellent. You're really spot on. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Myra.
Thank you. And I agree. I get up very early and I could attest to that as well, Myra. Thank you.
Yes.